All right, grade sevens, this is our first video tutorial together. So if you had looked at the questions, the number 2 had asked you to complete the following table based on the information that you had seen on the previous slide. So what we've already looked at is that we know the pattern is increasing. It appears that it is increasing by 4 white tiles each time. So we know in term 1 we are starting with 4 white tiles. So we will write that in our chart. We know that in the second term there are 8 tiles. In the third term there are 12. And in the fourth term there are 16. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger so we can see this. So we know that if we were to continue to figure out what the fifth term would look like, if we were to just continue this pattern, we know that it is increasing by 4 white tiles each time. So I'm just going to write that down so we remember over here. So we know that if we're going to continue this pattern, we're going to keep adding by 4 white tiles each time. So we know that in the fifth term, it will have 20 white tiles. So if we were to just demonstrate our understanding in words, we know that we are starting with 4 white tiles and adding 4 white tiles each time. You might have written a blurb that was similar to that in your understanding with words, and it would be the same as we continue to go down. But if we were to look at this as a number, and we're looking at writing an equation of this, we know that it is increasing. So we are looking at adding 4 each time. So our question is, whoops, there we go. How many tiles would there be in the 10th term, and being able to explain your reasoning? So if we were to continue on with our term numbers, so we're going to go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can definitely continue on with what we know about our pattern rule is that it is increasing by 4 each time. So we can just continue going down so that as the term number increases, our number of white tiles are going to increase by 4 each time. So we'd have 28. In our 8th term, we're going to continue to just add 4, which is going to give us 32. We're going to continue, whoops, I forgot the addition sign up over there. Adding 4 to give us 36. And continue to add on until we ultimately get to 40. So when we're looking at a pattern and we've created this table of values, we know that when we're going downwards, we are looking at something called a pattern rule, where you're identifying what you are starting with and the mathematical operation that's going to continue. So we know if we continued this on, we definitely would be able to figure out how many white tiles there would be for the 100th term. However, this might not be the most effective way to be doing that. So hopefully you had a little bit of a think and you were saying, as I created this table of values, I know that my pattern is increasing. I know that it's increasing by 4. And maybe we want to be having a look at a relationship between the term number as well as the number of white tiles we're having here. And it's really interesting because we can see that it's increasing by 4. So 4 is probably an important number we want to be looking at. And is there any sort of relationship or an expression I can be creating where I'm using a mathematical operation that increases, as well as using the numbers 1 and 4? It's really interesting because I could say, 1 times 4 is